Hi, I'm Bob Batcher, the Executive Director of Prime Plus Senior Centers, and this is Primetime with Bob. And I'm with a very special guy. You've seen him all over TV talking about Eggleston, but his name's not Eggleston. It's Paul Atkinson. Paul, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Bob. You know, occasionally I do get those phone calls. I want to talk to Mr. Eggleston. They're usually not the best calls to get.
Now, you, as Paul Atkinson Sr., I'm going to have to say senior, big kahuna. That's what they told me your job was.
Well, I'm the janitor. I occasionally have to take the trash out.
But you were willing to do anything for the success of your clients, aren't you?
It goes along with the job. You know that, Bob.
Very briefly, when did it become Eggleston? Because you guys have been around for a long time.
Yeah, we started actually in 1955.
Oh, wow.
We started by a group of parents that children did not readily move into the job market. So there was a small grant from what's now United Way. It was a community chest at that time. And then a now defunct organization that was trying to provide services to people with cerebral palsy. And it started as what was called Tidewater Vocational Center. And it traded as Tidewater Vocational Center from 1955 until 1979, when a woman that was a very well-known woman in the community, her name was Louise W. Eggleston. And Louise Eggleston made a donation of a building on Colley and 20th. So we had been in 3 different sites on Colley Avenue. We tended to either the building fall down around us, or we were growing and we were renting. And we were actually renting a building on Colley Avenue trying to buy it. And Mrs. Eggleston approached the Tidewater Vocational Center and said, I've got this old grocery store, and if you'd like it, you pay me a small stipend, and upon my death, you'll get it free and clear. So we made a deal with her. She did not live much longer after that, and our board chose to memorialize Mrs. Eggleston's donation by renaming the program after her.
Awesome. Paul, I got to tell you, I confession to make, I idolize you. Because you are.
All right, can I get that in writing?
You're my role model. Having left government and come into the nonprofit world, you've also taught me through example about it's important to do good work as a nonprofit, but in order to do good work as a nonprofit, you've got to be a business. So
well, no money, no mission.
You've really taken this to a whole new level.
Well, it's what we do is so conducive to that, Bob. You know, we are a not-for-profit company, but it's about empowering people with disabilities through employment and running various businesses that we can employ more people and offer a employment situation that has both disabled and non-disabled people working together.
Now, I know where I was on the evening of March 13th when I got word that it was a pandemic and we were closing. So we've been operating in a virtual way. We totally redid the way we do our business. How did COVID impact Eggleston?
We, weren't impacted anywhere near that level. We are an essential service. And part of being an essential service, we went down to basically a level 2 or phase 2 kind of. So, how has it affected us? Much of what we do, Bob, is related to federal contracts that we have. So we do food service for the federal government. We do custodial services for the federal government that still had to go on.
You do take the trash out.
We do take the trash out and mop the floors while we're at it. In addition to that, we run a couple of large industrial laundries, and doing work for the federal government and hospital laundry. Hospitals don't run without clean laundry. So we have continued to operate all of those federal contracts and doing work for both the federal government and private hospitals. So we do the laundry for example, for Lake Taylor Hospital. If they don't have clean laundry, they don't operate. So that's part of what we do. The other thing we do is a very large refurbishment program for the whole East Coast of Cox Communications.
Okay.
And that's covered under the Telecommunications Act that allowed for those businesses to maintain their business structure. So that continued as well. So we are actually growing that we were unique in that Cox contracted with another organization on the West Coast that had a very large campus environment, and they closed down completely. We didn't operate as a large campus environment, so we've been able to stay open through this project or through this effort with our projects with Cox. The other one is we do a lot of Medicaid funded services for people with significant disabilities, providing them residential services or structured day programs. And the state has encouraged us and other vendors to stay open. Many of them closed, but we were fortunate that we've been able to stay open. So we certainly have encouraged people to stay home if they don't feel safe or if their health is such that they feel compromised. We're not forcing people to come into work, but we have not laid one single person off.
That's awesome.
All the way through this.
That's awesome. Because I think quite often we think of you providing service, but they're actually working for, I mean, it's a job for your clients. So
absolutely. We're an employer of record. We also place over 100 people out in the community where we're not the host employer, but we help support people that are working for other companies. That's fallen off quite a bit because a lot of the businesses are, either working remotely or people are working from home or actually closed down. So that part of our program has been impacted. But, we run 30 different programs, Bob. So out of those 30, most of them have been able to stay open.
I know you've got some exciting things happening in spite of COVID, but this is the most high-tech program I've got. I don't know if you can see this, but I saw this online and had to print it.
Well, you did a great job. We are proud to be named one of the top workplaces for 2020. The other thing is that, the Retail Merchants or Retail Alliance named us the top nonprofit retailer as well. So we've got two. I was telling the people on our staff, maybe one because we're the only ones still working.
Well, I think what got you the award was this.
Okay.
Yeah, those pictures.
Yeah.
You guys have fun too, right?
We try to operate and meet people's needs. So, we focus a lot out to the public about the work opportunities we provide, but we serve about 250 individuals that are not here for our work. They're either in residential programs or structured day programs, very similar to some of the programs and services you offer at Prime Plus.
Yeah, it's a special place. I know we're looking at, once the world gets a little more on its axis, of doing some stuff with you guys. So
I think there's some real synergy there between what you're doing and what we do. Hopefully, yep. There's some opportunity. I'm looking for, I was telling somebody a little while ago, I'm not looking for fights. I'm looking for wins.
There you go. Okay. You've conquered the world. You've done everything masterfully. So it's all done, right?
No, it's never done.
What?
Never done. When you look at, disability, and we were talking earlier, Bob, you look at people with disabilities, they need structure,
yep.
Loneliness, social isolation. When you look at people with disabilities, 7 times more likely to be abused. Even before this pandemic, loneliness and social isolation was rampant with the disability community.
And that's true in the seniors too.
And and they're very, very complementary groups. So that effort will never be done. There's far more need than there will ever be resources to meet those needs. So it's great that's job security for me.
Good. You're still having fun then?
Still having fun. Yeah. When it's not fun anymore, I'll go do something else.
So what's next?
Well, I think next is to try to recover from the COVID effort to, be able to find a way to continue to grow and expand. There's a way to look at it. What are the products that you offer? Do you have the right people? And then do you have a process that allows that to happen and makes it able to replicate that over and over? So people, products, and process. So the job is never done on the process side. I think that's the hardest thing. So we think we offer the right products. So whether that's, rehabilitation training programs or doing laundry or doing document destruction or document conversion, our garden center, our community gardens, Those are really our products.
Mhm.
We've been very fortunate that not only staff, but the population that we serve are the right people to be involved in it. Where our real effort is from a management standpoint, how do we document process so that people know what they need to do and they can do it consistently, and we can replicate that over and over.
By the way, speaking of the garden center, you got to keep that place open by the zoo, because my
It's
entire
growing,
backyard
it's
has been
growing.
populated.
Yeah, we've seen almost double-digit growth since the COVID-19 isolation. Garden centers were able to be left open because of the outside nature of it. So we've continued to operate. And I think a lot of the people that have come and helping local small businesses were certainly that. And maybe they don't want to go to a great big store, but
Right.
they come to a local garden center and spend a little bit of time and get some advice and pick up a plant.
Well, you just hit it on the head, because she says, you're shaded. You don't want that. Get this.
Right.
It's really helpful. Okay, we got 2 minutes left. You got something to tell me that nobody knows about?
Well, you told me about the wonderful top places to work in town.
Yeah, that's cool.
And that's great advice.
My crack research.
Yeah, you're right on top of it.
Where does somebody go if they want to know more about you guys?
Well, they certainly could come to our website. We would encourage that. And our website is egglestonservices.org. So again, organization at the end, because we're a not-for-profit organization. We've got job opportunities. We encourage people that are kind people that may want a career change. Maybe through this, their job went away. But we're hiring friendly, nice people that want to help one of their fellow mankind. And we have jobs. We're growing. We're continuing to operate. We have jobs right now, Bob. So, everybody says you can't find a job. We're hiring. And we would encourage people that if they're interested, look at what we have. Maybe we're a good fit for them.
What's really cool about your workforce is a lot of people may be telling them or sending messages that they don't have value. And you've told us that they are essential and they have value.
Well, some people view, people that are a devalued group. And it's really the opportunity to match people's skills and interests with a job opportunity. And once you get that match down properly, you have an invaluable resource. And the reality is a lot of people with disabilities are not job hoppers. Once they figure out how the transportation is, how they're going to get to work, they're willing to do the job. And some jobs that some people might feel are a little bit mundane and repetitive. For some of the folks we provide services to, they like that repetitive nature and security.
Well, Paul, I have a feeling that I probably should keep track of what's cooking, because there's going to be a lot more cooking with Eggleston.
We're going to continue to keep doing what we're doing and hopefully maintain that structure and sense of purpose for people. And I think we all need that right now: structure, sense of purpose, and economic benefits as well.
See, there you go again. You're teaching me lessons all the time, because I usually just say, keep doing what you normally do, just do it different.
Keep doing it. Keep on keeping on.
You got it. Thanks for being where you're at and making it happen. And don't even think about that retirement stuff. No way.
Thank you, Bob. I'm gonna think about it, but
if you do, I'm going to use you over at Prime Plus.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks a lot. Hey, keep in mind, stay safe and stay connected. Thanks a lot.